All right, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. If other people join in, then they can just kind of jump in wherever we are. We will be recording this, so if you have to leave early, that's not a problem. You can tune in to the rest of the meeting. We'll be posting the links in our Discord, and it'll be hosted on our YouTube channel. So that's not a problem. If everyone could please sign in using that sign-in link, and if you need us to, we can repost that link in the chat. That's how we take attendance, and that attendance is really, really helpful for us requesting funds from student government. So back when we're in person, we can get you guys pizza, and also we can get you equipment and stuff like that. And then also, there is a requirement to attend 4 meetings, either in the fall semester or the spring semester, or in a combination of both, in order to be considered what's called an active voting member. So in order to vote for officers and just officers in the spring elections, then you need to be an active voting member. So that's why we take attendance. So please sign in if you can. And then also, if you aren't already on our Discord, please join our Discord. That's pretty much going to be our primary method of communication this semester. We've migrated over from Slack and are pretty much using Discord as our main hub. We'll still be posting announcements and event notifications to Slack, but a lot of the conversation and the informal and impromptu hangouts in like the voice chats that can't be replicated in Slack. So Discord is the go-to. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna launch a quick poll real quick. So this is just so that way we can see basically who's in attendance. It's anonymous, but it helps us get a feel for the composition of the club. So if you can quickly answer that. So I'm just gonna leave it running for a couple minutes, and then once I get a substantial amount of you guys filling that out, then I will end the poll. This will help us kind of know what we need to gear the content towards. So if we see that there's a lot of freshmen who are beginners to security, then we're going to tailor our content towards that. On the other hand, if there's a lot of seniors who have a lot of experience in computer science and a lot of experience in cybersecurity, we may move a bit faster. So that's kind of why we're doing this poll. And if you have questions at any point during this meeting, feel free to either type it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask us directly, especially if you notice that we aren't responding to the chat. So, all right, we've got the majority of people have filled out the poll. We've got about 5 people left, so quickly get in your submissions. And I'm interested to see what the top superpower is going to be. Xavier, I like your reasoning behind choosing transformation. I wish I could do that and transform into a better programmer. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and just put in hours to get there. All right, I'm going to end the polling. So I'm going to do countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I am ending it now. And the top superpower was teleportation. So almost half of you guys said you would most like to be able to teleport. And that's a pretty good power. But personally, I think I'd do transformation, because you can transform into anything. like even in like inanimate objects. So you could transform yourself into a plane. So just fly. And then we've got a good amount of experience. A lot of people have some experience with security or some experience with programming. So it looks like there's a good amount of prior experience. So that's nice to see. We'll still gear the general body meetings to be accessible to all skill levels, but that means we can maybe move a little bit quicker with the material. And then if you find we're like moving too quickly, or if we're moving too slowly, just tell us and we'll take that feedback to heart and modify how we're doing it. I'm glad to see there's some new faces who are getting involved with club. It's definitely a really rewarding and exciting club to be a part of. All right. So without further ado, so just a quick intro to who we are. We're the hacking club at UF. We're the cybersecurity club, but by nickname, we're the hacking club. So we do the most hands-on cybersecurity work at UF, especially at the undergrad level. So there are some other cybersecurity groups, but they mainly focus on academic research, whereas we focus mainly on competition and also learning and teaching. So that's the primary difference between us and some of the other cybersecurity groups here at UF. So our goals are primarily to help develop everyone's technical and professional skills. And that takes place through our general body meetings and through kind of our informal mentorship and our formal mentorship program. We really want to encourage people to be passionate about cybersecurity and find their niche in the field. And we want to connect you with a lot of different opportunities that you may not have gotten exposed to otherwise. And we draw upon like our alumni network in order to do that. And then also, like I said before, competition is a really big component of our club. We want to win because that directly reflects on our skill and the rigor of the curriculum at UF. And also, it wins money, it wins prestige, and potentially scholarships and job opportunities. So I'm going to introduce myself, and then I will let my other officers introduce themselves. So I am your president. I'm Claire. I am a first year computer engineering master's student. So if you have any questions about grad school, hit me up. I have had my picture taken by CISE security for eating in the computer lab. Not my finest moment. So I'm sure I have a picture hanging up in the server room somewhere with a big X across it. And then I boxed competitively at one point of time and trained MMA. So now I'm going to turn it over to Jack to introduce himself.
Hey, my name's Jack. I'm the vice president. I'm a fourth year CS major minoring in statistics. I enjoy eating smokehouse beef and cheddar brisket sandwiches from Firehouse Subs, not sponsored. And I have an alter ego, which some of you may know and some of you may not.
Hi, let me turn on my video. I'm Zlata Itkin. I'm the treasurer. I'm a zoology minor as well as a computer science major. And I have often been mistaken for a 12-year-old, although these days it's more like 14. And within 10 minutes of knowing me, you'd probably guess that I'm a big fan of reptiles, and it's absolutely true.
Hi guys, I'm the secretary. I'm Gabriella. I'm a second year computer science major. I played soccer for 14 years competitively, and now I just play pickup. And honestly, you'll find me listening to Bad Bunny like any day of the week. But yeah.
Hello, I'm Owen Flanagan. I'm the competition and development officer. I'm a fourth year computer science major and kind of a math minor. I'm still waiting for that stuff to go through. I should be a math minor. And usually you can see me drinking copious amounts of caffeine at any hour of the day, looking at Ghidra or IDA or something else to reverse engineer. And there's a brief period where I was on the CISE homepage for helping our team go to CISE finals. And that was a fleeting moment, but that's my 5 minutes of fame there.
All right, thanks everyone. All right, now I'm gonna start introducing our chairs. Zabir, are you here? Let me quickly look through the list. All right, I don't think Zabir's here. So I will introduce him. So our internal liaison is Zabir, and he's a fourth year mechanical engineering major and computer science minor. He loves coffee with tea and dark chocolate. He's currently, he led our Hack 3D team at CISE. So if you have any questions about reverse engineering 3D designs for 3D printing, he's your go-to. And he's never had a picture taken by a mortal, as you can see, because that's not a picture of him. That's a random stock photo I found online. So now I'm gonna turn it over to Sean.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Sean Fiddler. I'm the Special Events Chair. I'm a third year computer science major, and it doesn't say business minor. I like photography and flying drones, and you used to find me in Marston constantly, but now I am a recluse and sit in my room all day, so we're learning to study elsewhere. But yeah, hi.
All right, is John here? I don't think I saw John's name in the chat. So I'll introduce John real quick. So our red team lead and the lead for our CPTC team is John Woodman. He's a fourth year computer science major and he loves spicy food. He can run a 5K in 46 minutes, 24 seconds, and he desperately wants to star in Bachelor in Paradise. Also, I have a minor correction to make on this slide. Under Jack's information, it should say second year. So I will turn it over to Blast to introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? I'm Blast. First year PhD student. I love to play Scribble.io. I also love the brisket sub at Firehouse Subs. So if anybody else really appreciates a good low quality sandwich, just let us know. All right. And also I play a lot of basketball, so if anybody's interested in basketball, maybe we can play during fall. I don't know. But yeah, that's me.
And then Jack, you want to go ahead?
Hi, I'm Jack. This is my second year, like Claire said. I work at CISE. I do like programming and system administration there. I do like badminton, the fastest volley sport in the world, and I have a Minecraft server at that link if you want to go on there. I think it's like 1.16.2. So you'll get absolutely destroyed if you do decide to go on there, maybe.
All right, awesome, thanks. Is Jocelyn here? I don't see her on. Okay, so I will introduce Jocelyn. She is in charge of our website. So if you go to UFSIT.club, she's the one helping design it along with Scott Legler. She's our website guru, as we call it. And so if you want to get involved in any website development, reach out to her. She's a second-year computer science major and now film major. One's a major, one's a minor. I forget which. I think it's film major, CS minor. She's interested in web, pen testing, cryptography, film fanatic and cinephile. So if you like films, she is the one to talk to. She's seen everything, and she can have a pretty good in-depth conversation with you about it. And she loves stupid puns and noodles with a passion. And then I quickly wanted to introduce our faculty advisor, because I know a majority of people come to this club through his classes. So he teaches malware reverse engineering and ethical hacking. So you probably recognize Dr. Wilson from those classes. But if you haven't taken those classes with him, then this will be kind of your first introduction to him. So he's basically been the backbone of our club since it was founded by Jordan Wines and John Sawyer. He holds numerous certifications and has published prolifically through his academic research. He knows an incomparable amount of information about cybersecurity. So if you have a question about anything, I guarantee he knows it. And then he's Bryan Cranston's twin brother. So if you've ever watched Breaking Bad, Walter White, yeah, he's his twin brother. So one thing I wanted to quickly cover is we loosely follow FreeBSD's code of conduct. So by being a member of this club, you agree to kind of follow these very basic tenets. It's nothing complicated. It's just treating others with respect and recognizing that they are all deserving of human dignity and treating them with positivity. So we want to be a positive force in the security field, and we want you as members to be a positive force within our community. So no harassment. We don't tolerate it. We don't tolerate bullying. If we see it in our Discord, we will message you, and depending on the severity of it, take action. Instead, be very welcoming to others. If anyone has questions, we welcome questions because we're all learning. We've all been in different stages of our learning process. So we want to make our community inviting and feel safe for everyone, no matter where they are in learning about security. So please don't have like snarky responses to what may seem like simple questions. Instead, approach it with calmness and respect, and understand not everyone has the same background. So just kind of follow those basic tenets, be friendly, be welcoming, and there will be no issue whatsoever. So just throwing that out there, then we can move on. So if you want to get involved in cybersecurity, we have a lot of opportunities at UF. So I just give kind of like a quick overview of some of the classes we have in both the CISE department and the ECE department. So in addition to our club, you can also take some of these classes to broaden your security horizons. So you can also ask our members about these classes, because chances are they've taken at least a handful of them. And then, like I said before, our faculty advisor teaches malware reverse engineering and the penetration and ethical hacking class. So if you have any questions about any of these, just reach out over our Discord and we can give you more information about them. But yeah, highly recommend taking some of these as your electives. And then we have a mentorship program that we rolled out this year, and it's basically to connect new members with experienced members for more of a one-on-one development opportunity. So that way newer members don't feel intimidated by asking questions. They can go directly to their mentor and get that help they need in certain areas. And the mentor can help connect them with more personalized opportunities. So we started it in the fall and we're continuing it in the spring. So for new members who didn't join in the fall and didn't get involved in the mentorship program in the fall, you have the opportunity to join in now. So we will be doing new pairings of mentors and mentees. But for those who joined in the fall and started the mentorship program in the fall, unless you have an issue with your mentor or mentee, we're going to keep the same matches. So we will be organizing this over Discord, and the mentorship program will, there will be like an initial form you have to fill out to show interest, and then we'll proceed with matching and go from there. So some of the individual mentorship events that we plan to have are like a mentor-mentee capture the flag competition. So basically having mentors guide their mentee through how a capture the flag competition works, and then you guys work together like pair programming, but on CTF challenges. Then game nights and socials. And now I'm going to talk briefly about general body meetings. So you've successfully made it to your first general body meeting. So you kind of get a feel for what we're talking about here. But in our normal GBMs, not our intro one, which this is our intro, we usually have some sort of lecture or talk portion and then a hands-on portion. So someone will give a presentation on some area of cybersecurity that they are familiar with, and they will kind of give an overview of it, provide details, and then usually provide some sort of exercise that everyone can try their hand at, so that way they can apply what they just learned. So in the past, we've had talks on like iPhone and Android hacking. We've done like game hacking and reverse engineering. We've done Ethereum smart contract security, emulator development. We've done command and control with Spotify. We've done pen testing. We've kind of run the gamut of security with the topics we cover in our general body meetings. But if there's any particular area that you're interested in for a general body meeting, please reach out to us. We want to make sure that our meetings are interesting to everyone, and suggestions are the best way to make that happen. And now I'm going to talk about competitions, and then Owen, do you want to talk about capture the flags, or do you want me to go over it?
I could do it if you want.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the main types of competitions that we take part in are called capture the flag competitions, usually just abbreviated to a CTF. There's a lot of categories involved, some like crypto, pwning, web exploitation, different sort of miscellaneous challenges, a lot of reverse engineering. But usually the goal is that there's some little like word thing, and it's like flag and then some bracket and then some other stuff. And you just have to find that little key for all of these different challenges through a bunch of different sort of computer security and exploitation techniques. There's some like Pico CTFs that are relatively good for beginners and pretty easy, and that's how I started doing them. And then there's also another website called Over the Wire that's basically like a continuously running a capture the flag competition. We compete for a lot of reasons. A lot of it's like just good learning experience. You learn a lot of cool skills and build up this like skill set that you'll use for your actual jobs a lot of times. But of course, there's also money involved, sometimes a lot of money involved. Sometimes there's prizes too, like one of them was giving out Nintendo Switches for people who won. And then also just like the glory of it. There's nothing like being like, oh yeah, we're not saying we're better than Sutter School, but we beat them in this competition and stuff. It feels pretty good. We won $500 recently in Red Phone CTF and $100 in Nahamcon CTF as well. Right now, we're also doing pretty well in an ongoing CTF. We're probably going to finish that one in top 10, maybe be in the money pool. We'll see. There's a list of upcoming CTF competitions on CTF Time. That's like the aggregate for all of the competitions, basically. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can always help teach people on Discord. I can always like have people work with me or try to explain how to do different challenges, and it's a very good experience.
Also, we have a Discord bot now, so if you want to see those upcoming CTFs, you don't have to navigate to CTF Time anymore. You can just send a bot command. So we have a channel called Bot Commands, and if you scroll up, you can see example usage of it. But basically, it's just the exclamation point, and then I think CTF, and it should list all the upcoming CTFs. So one of our members, John, he made the Discord bot, and it's been very helpful so far. So John Woodman is not here, but he's the red team and pen testing lead. So I'll quickly cover his material basically. So we also do a lot of work on the offensive side in teaching and competing. So we have a separate Discord as well, specific to red team and pen testing, specifically for organizing separate meetings, going through Hack the Box and Try Hack Me, practicing for the collegiate penetration testing competition, and just generally talking about things that pertain to red team concepts. So they have separate meetings, which are Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. And they're also going to be over Zoom, and they're also going to be recorded. So if you can't make that time, no worries. They will be recorded. Usually it involves like working through a virtual machine, like you're trying to gain access to a secured virtual machine through some vulnerability that it has. So you have to do some initial reconnaissance. You have to enumerate vulnerabilities. You have to then exploit the vulnerabilities, and then you have to get root access on the virtual machine. So we'll explain in more detail in that first red team meeting, which should be next week. So we'll post an announcement about it. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or John over Discord or Slack, and we'll answer more questions. And then, like I mentioned before, we compete in the collegiate penetration testing competition. So we started competing in this competition last year, or this past year, I think. And we've done well in it, as you can see from the trophy. So I highly recommend those who are interested in pen testing to reach out to John and indicate that this is potentially something you're interested in doing. It's a great way to really cement your skills in this area. Jack, do you want to go ahead and take the reins on this one?
Yeah, sure thing. So we're going to start having our meetings this Monday. You're not required to be on the roster in order to attend the meetings, but it's going to, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to be as like integrated into the activities and things that we're doing, because we are going to focus more on like scenario training and doing things to like actually prepare for the competition. But you're free to, come in and, listen and watch and somewhat participate with it, so that you can still have that opportunity. I'm going to send the link to the Discord in the chat. if you want to join that as well. I'm fairly new, so I'm still kind of getting my footing in on it and trying to figure out like what direction like I want to go with coordinating the team. But I think it's going to be I think that as we settle into the the new team and the new members and everything, I think things will kind of be fleshed out nicely. So yeah.
All right, thanks, Jack. And I'll also make sure to update the slides with the Discord link before I distribute them. Some other competitions that we get involved with are some of CISE's specific topic challenges. So CISE is a annual security conference that takes place in New York City, and they have a wide variety of different competitions to get involved with. So they have a capture the flag competition, but they also have these other competitions like the Embedded Security Challenge, which we've competed in a couple years. And that's more geared towards reverse engineering and binary exploitation. So usually you get some sort of hardware device and you have to reverse engineer the firmware and figure out what keys or what flag strings you need to pass to like the microcontroller or whatever hardware device you have in order to like pass a stage. Then there's also the logic locking competition, which is more hardware security. There's a policy competition, which is more about like public policy in the security domain. Hack3D, which I mentioned before, Zabir coordinated that. And then machine learning, which is about adversarial machine learning. Sorry, I'm scrambling because my laptop was not plugged in when I thought it was. All right, we're all good now, sorry. And so now I'm gonna give a brief overview of some of our special events. I'll let Sean do it actually. But here are some pictures from some previous events that we've had. So some pictures from conferences, from tabling, and Lake Wahlberg events, and also graduation. So one of the benefits of this club is you tend to make strong friendships. And so those friendships made in the club continue on, and people often will hang out even outside of the club. So like you can see from some of these pictures that were taken outside of club events. So I will hand it over to Sean to talk about special events.
Good stuff. So like last semester, we're continuing to have a lot of online events, so that way we can stay safe during the pandemic. We've got a couple new ideas for this semester. We're looking to do some form of like collaborative movie night, so that way we can all watch a movie together, and we'll have like polls put out ahead, so that way we can vote on what types of movies we want to watch. We considered doing things like, different like hacker themed movies that people would probably enjoy. We had some game nights last semester, and we're likely to continue that throughout this semester through things like Scribble.io for drawing games and Jackbox games. And definitely, if you guys have any websites that you guys recommend for online games, feel free to send them my way so we can continue to meet up outside the club and have some successful game nights. As things continue to be in various states of opening, we'll see if things like Lake Wahlberg could ever happen again, where it would be like, outside and distanced, or whether we'll continue to just do purely online this semester. I know another thing we were We'll keep you all posted on the Slack and Discord as we figure out kind of what events we're going to be able to do this semester, and looking forward to hanging out with you guys outside of just the GBMs.
All right, thanks, Sean. And then one of the new events that we had this past fall semester was we did a virtual 5K fundraiser. So I just wanted to highlight some of the winning entries from that and some of the like fun things from it. Just kind of showing how we're adapting as a club. So we're making these events accessible to everyone, no matter where they are. So it was a virtual 5K, so everyone was using apps or running watches to record their route. So some people were really creative and actually like spelled things out with their GPS tracking with their running apps. Other people gamed the system. So I never specified that it had to be a running 5K or a walked 5K. So some people drove their 5K, and that's kind of embodying the mindset of a hacker right there, looking for loopholes. So they had the one of the fastest 5K times. Then also one of the past presidents and I made a deal that we would eat hot chicken wings before our run. So we had to eat 8 hot chicken wings each before we ran our 5K. So that was Andrew Chabab and I who made that deal, and I will never do that again. So I'm going to turn it back over to Owen to talk about Swamp CTF. This is an annual Capture the Flag competition that we host each year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Swamp CTF is the CTF ran by Colonel Sanders and other people from the University of Florida. Basically, we all create a bunch of cool challenges relating to like pwning or cryptography or web exploits, and then people from other universities or other countries or just all around the world try to like solve our challenges. And it's really interesting, and it's a good way to meet new people and get clout as far as like other CTF teams and stuff too. And yeah, we're making good progress. We're writing a lot of challenges right now. And if you want to take part in this, if anybody with any skill level at all wants to like just learn how this works and try to like see what they can do, maybe have some interesting ideas or want to help make things happen, yeah, definitely reach out to me on Discord or Slack, whatever you want to do. Yeah, we also need people to help with the infrastructure development. A big part of it's the fact that we're going to be running all this on some website and some servers, and a bunch of people that are known for hacking stuff are going to be trying to do it. So we want to avoid them finding easy way outs of just like destroying all of our stuff or taking our servers down or anything like that. People are petty. So yeah, if you know any web programming, please reach out to me. As far as reverse engineering, if you know any cool languages like Rust or Go or Haskell or anything kind of cool like that, also please reach out to me. That'd be really cool. We'll be meeting on Thursdays after the GBMs. Everyone that can reach out to me this week should, and then by next week, we'll be doing these every week again like we did last semester. And yeah, we just want to make interesting challenges and make a really cool competition. And that was that was all the admins last time. It was me and Grant and Chris James. Oh, this was 2 years ago. There's Blast before the beard, and Chabs and Jack and Alejandro. It was a lot of fun. We made a lot of really cool challenges.
All right, thanks, Owen. Yeah, highly recommend reaching out to him if you have any experience in like web programming, infrastructure development in terms of like server administration, especially like container technologies like Docker. And then if you want to develop challenges, so reverse engineering, web, cryptography, etc. So we also have opportunities for professional development in the club. So we have done in the past resume reviews, guest lectures. We have an annual security career fair, and we have a new Verizon mentorship program. So Verizon is going to be sending some employees to talk to us virtually on various professional development concepts and topics. So that is in the works. We've had past speakers come talk to us from IBM, Walmart's incident response team, the NSA, Synopsys, Battelle, Raytheon, Vector 35. Please ignore the talks from IBM and Battelle next 2 weeks. That was something I forgot to remove from last semester, unfortunately. But if you're interested in their talks, we can reach out to them and have them come give those talks again. They're really interesting. So we definitely owe a lot of our success to alumni and company reps coming in and sharing their expertise. So that's a major pull of this club, is you get to interact with those individuals and learn directly from them. Before I move on to volunteering, I just want to give a little bit more information about that security career fair. So each year we have a career fair where we have industry reps come and directly recruit from our club for security roles. So that bypasses career showcase, and they're hiring specifically from the club. So being an active member of CIT gives you unparalleled access to those recruiters and gives you a better opportunity to develop those one-on-one relationships with recruiters who are not HR usually. So usually they are other security engineers who have gone through similar curriculum as you. They've developed those skills. So they understand exactly what skills you're developing. They know where you are in your security curriculum. They understand the struggle. So it's a really unique opportunity that you should definitely take advantage of if you continue being involved in the club. And then we also have some opportunities for volunteering. Jack, do you want to talk about this?
Sure. Do we have more slides?
I don't think we have a volunteering slide, unfortunately. Sorry.
Okay, I thought we did. That's okay.
I thought we did too.
So the goal of our volunteering, this is brand new that we're starting this year. We tried to start it last semester, but we weren't getting a lot of responses from other people. But what we want to do is attend different high schools and kind of expose high school students to cybersecurity, give them a really intro level, just kind of explain what it is, especially if a lot of high schools don't have programs for that kind of stuff. And then kind of run it like a GBM from there, where we give them maybe a topic and some activities, and hopefully it piques their interest and they can pursue a career in cybersecurity or explore it more once they go to high school. So we should be having something coming up soon, which I'll let you guys all know about. I'm just waiting to hear back from my old high school teacher. And yeah, hopefully we get hit the ground running with that more this semester.
Thanks, Jack. Sorry I don't have that slide for you. I'll make sure to add it in before I distribute the slides, so that way the information you presented is on there.
Sounds good. And if not, I can make another slide too.
Okay. And then since Jocelyn isn't here, I will quickly talk about this. So our website is now the UFSIT.club website. So you may have noticed that we have some other websites floating around there. That may have been how you discovered the club initially, but we've migrated pretty much everything to the UFSIT.club domain. So if you want to help with website or infrastructure development, I highly recommend reaching out to Jocelyn. And Jocelyn and Scott will find some tasks for you to do if you want to develop your skills in this area. It looks great on a resume. So if you really like website development or infrastructure development, definitely reach out. Also, we have CTF write-ups. We have like a bunch of other like CTF resources linked on our website. So if you want to learn like how to get involved with Capture the Flags, or you want to get up to speed, I recommend going on our website, looking at some of the resources that are linked. Also, if you want to work on finding and exploiting web vulnerabilities, we have a Juice Shop instance. So OWASP has a deliberately vulnerable website called Juice Shop that's used as like a practice playground, basically, to learn how to find and exploit these web vulnerabilities. So we have an instance of Juice Shop up and running on our club website at port 3000. So it resets at 4 a.m. Each night. So if you do some damage, if you break something, it'll reset. So don't worry about spamming it with things that you think won't work. The logs are cleared at 4 a.m. for that particular Juice Shop instance. Don't try and like break anything outside of that, but that instance you can go to town on. And then we just wanted to kind of part with some general words of advice. So one of the things that is going to be really helpful for the club and pretty much all facets of the club is becoming familiar with navigating the command line. So that could be Windows subsystem for Linux, or it could be the Linux terminal, but just knowing how to run Linux commands and be able to get comfortable with it will help you out a lot. So Over the Wire has what are called war games, which are basically various levels of challenges that you can try your hand at. So you just SSH into their server, and then it'll tell you what to do. So Bandit is the war game I recommend if you're first getting started. So definitely check that out. And then for pen testing, I recommend setting up a Kali Linux virtual machine, either using VirtualBox or VMware. And if you have any questions on that, we can help you set up a virtual machine. And I think for the first meeting, John helps people get set up with one. So if you have any questions about that, we can help you with that. And then for reverse engineering or binary exploitation, having some sort of Linux environment is going to be the golden standard. So setting up some sort of Linux environment, whether it's a virtual machine, Docker image, or Vagrant Box, that's going to be the way to go. And you're going to want it virtualized more than likely, because with reverse engineering and binary exploitation, chances are you can't always trust the files that you receive. They may come from sketchy websites, like Capture the Flags aren't always the most reputable. Sometimes they're hosted in foreign countries that you don't know who's hosting. The team springs up out of nowhere that's hosting, so you just don't know. So it's better to proceed with an abundance of caution versus running everything on your host machine directly. So also, don't be afraid if things get overwhelming or are difficult. That's kind of the nature of cybersecurity. Things will be challenging. And if you aren't being challenged, then that means you need to seek out a challenge. because you're stagnating. So don't be discouraged. We all have gotten overwhelmed with the sheer amount of things to learn in this field. It's just kind of the nature of it. And don't be afraid to ask questions, because that is the way to learn. There are no dumb questions. Well, there can be, but there's no dumb questions in terms of learning about security. So don't be afraid to ask, because no one will judge you for anything that you ask, because we've all been there or are currently there. We're all in different stages of our learning process, and we're trying to learn together, because having a strong community at various stages of the learning process in security, it strengthens us as a club. So don't be afraid to ever ask questions. And then feel free to talk to anyone. You can ping any of the officers or chairs if you have any questions. I recommend joining our Discord if you haven't already done so. So you can scan that QR code. If it gives you issues, then let us know. But yeah, our Discord is the primary means of communication. But we also have Slack, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So we kind of have all the different communication methods down. We will be staying for a couple minutes after for anyone like to answer questions. So that's kind of the end of the content that we have. But this is just kind of like a broad overview of the club, of the different things you can get involved with. So I'm gonna now turn it over to you guys. So if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask, and then either myself or one of the other members of the club can answer your question. Oh, Owen, are you gonna have a Swamp CTF meeting after this? Okay, yeah, I just saw your response. So yeah, there will be a Swamp CTF meeting directly after this. So after we answer some questions for a little bit, then we'll convert to a Swamp CTF meeting.
Can I still join the red team Discord if I have no experience, or is it just like a competition team thing?
You can definitely join it. It's not limited to just those who are competing. It's just a more centralized place to talk about red team concepts. So you absolutely can join the
Okay.
red team Slack. I mean, Discord, sorry.
No.
Do you need the link for that? I can go
Oh
back.
yeah, I forgot to ask.
Yeah, no worries. We went through that kind of quick. Here, I will stop sharing and then I will copy and paste that. Does anyone else? Oh, looks like Ben beat me to it. Yeah, Ben's too fast. Does anyone else need any links or have any questions? I really appreciate everyone coming out and lending us some of their time for this meeting. We're really happy to have you all involved in the club.